Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay, so this is one of the other amazing parts of Trump when he talks about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. He does say kind of a swear word here, so cover your ears.
These aren't the same Chinese negotiators that I'm dealing with, I can tell you. These are not the same ones, but we are doing very well in that negotiation. Now think of it. Where's Hunter? Okay, get it. So where is Hunter? I want to see Hunter ask these questions. Hunter, you know nothing about energy. You know nothing about China. You know nothing about anything, frankly. Hunter, you're a loser. Why did you get $1.5 billion, Hunter?
Yep, he did just say that.
Hunter, you're a loser.
And your father was never considered smart. He was never considered a good senator. He was only a good vice president because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass.
The whole stadium just died. Look at, I've never
I
seen
just died.
The
this
whole
speech
night.
is literally off the chain.
This is not, it's true, he says, it's true.
Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. Today is the 11th of October, 2019. Do you know what last night was?
The most epic Trump rally in the history of Trump rally, funded entirely by the Russians.
I could not stop laughing. There were like several times where I stood up like I was watching a sports game. Like
I almost peed in my pants. I couldn't believe it. Michelle was sitting there. She's like, Leah, you're not watching. Watch this rally. Tucker told us to watch this rally. We're watching this rally.
She was like, okay, we'll let it play in the background. You were doing research
they're
or whatever.
all a little bit the same. Michelle was all like, I can do this here. I'm going to do this. Okay, we're going to talk about Hillary. Remember, you said you could beat me again if you ran, but you didn't beat me the first time.
When I said it.
I know. And then here we go. We're going to go into the job and the unemployment and the thing. But that's not what he did, dude. It was like all the top news cycles.
But it was
my
pure
favorite
comedy. It was just pure.
My favorite is a Strachey,
and
the
we're
Peter,
gonna play that.
and Lisa, and the Lovebirds, and oh my gosh, I was just dying. I was dying. The whole thing was, I could not stop listening. I couldn't get my eyes off of the screen. He was
acting like he was like an actor the entire time. Like he kept impersonating people. And I can't. So we're actually going to go right to the Peter and.
Well, we were
Lisa
going to.
thing.
Well, okay,
no,
wait.
Let me wait. Let me
just kind of tell everybody what's going to be in the show today.
Okay, fine. Lynette does that.
All right. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about these blackouts in California right now. The PG&E are doing rolling blackouts in California, and we talked about how, like, if you want to cause mass hysteria, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the same night of the Trump rally. The DNC with CNN held this really weird LGBTQ town hall, and it went like off the rails. Like rails and off. Okay. We are going to talk about Trump pulling the last 50 to 100 troops out of
Syria.
Northern Syria. We still have troops in Syria, which is everybody's so crazy. Oh no, we did in Syria. There still are troops in Syria. But this Northern Syria, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you why this is a really good thing. Because from the right and the left, you might think that it might not be so
Even
good.
watching Fox News, you might think you will hear, right. You'll hear both sides on Fox News, but by and large, you're going to hear.
And rolling into the Trump rally, after all the epic things, we're going to show you the crazy protesters on the outside. A little bit of a backstory on the Trump rally. You're going to see him bring up the police officers with these red shirts that say "Cops for Trump," And the mayor of Minneapolis told the cops that they couldn't wear their uniforms.
Unacceptable. We have dogs here.
But they could for
go get. There's toys right there.
They could for Obama.
Right.
So they had these shirts made, cops for Trump. All right. So let's go into this epic Trump rally. You got stuff up. I'm gonna bring up. Make sure I have mine coming up.
All right. You guys aren't ready for this.
I wasn't.
I was not ready for this.
Put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, buckle up, baby.
Months earlier, Peter struck. Remember, he and his lover, Lisa Page, Water Group.
Nobody's ready for this.
She's going to win. 10 million to 1. She's going to win. I'm telling you, Peter. I'm telling you, Peter, she's going to win. Peter, oh, I love you so much. I love you, Peter. I love you too, Lisa. Lisa, I love you. Lisa. Lisa. Oh, God, I love you, Lisa. And if she doesn't win, Lisa, we've got an insurance policy, Lisa. We'll get that son of a bitch out. We got an insurance policy. And we're living through the insurance policy. That's what it is.
Yep.
The phony Russia hoax. Lisa, I love you. Now, the do-nothing Democrat con artists and scammers are getting desperate. 13 months, I got to move fast because they're not beating us at the polls and they know it. Despite the phony polls that you see all the time. They're phony polls. You know, polls are no different. Remember, I always used to talk about polls. I know polls very well. Polls are no different than crooked writers. They're crooked polls. They're crooked polls.
All right, so tell me that you did not think that that was the most, you know, and here's the deal. You could tell that that was written into his teleprompter, and that's why I said he was acting. It was beautiful. Like, he's really, really good at this because that was written, and he just, like, went with it. Like, I love you, Peter. I love you, Peter. I love you, Lisa. I mean, it was just, I don't think I could do it the way that he did it. It was so great. It was so great. Thank you, Mr. President. I literally said to Leah at some point in this, I said, can he be my president forever?
Well, I think we might have that.
And at one point he did say 16 more years. I literally, on my own personal Facebook page, and I should have been doing it on Resistance Chicks, but I just kept, like, putting out these hashtags of these one-line zingers. And it was so, so hilarious.
All right, so we're going to go now to the cops for Trump here.
Okay.
Oh, we got decent volume.
It's as loud as I don't know this one.
And it's the issue of law enforcement. And when I saw this man, this great gentleman on television, pouring out his guts, pouring out his heart, I don't know him. He knows I've been good to law enforcement. He knows I've been good to, as my father would say, the police. He knows I love the cops. He knows that. And so does everyone else. I mean, so many shirts, so many red shirts, and there are plenty of people here without the red shirts. And I want to just tell you, the respect that we have for law enforcement is unbound. It's unbound. Come up here, Bob, come up.
So these are, I believe these are the Minnesota police that wanted to show up and support Trump. Minnesota has always been staunchly blue, meaning Democrat,
and Trump's
because of the unions. Now, did you know that Trump only lost Minnesota by 45,000 votes? By 45,000 votes. And so I think he's going to get some of those. He's definitely going to get some of those votes. Those people are not going to vote for socialism. And He's doing a number for the miners, especially in northern Minnesota. This is funny. Say something.
What can I say after that? Tune in, Fox, 10:15 tonight. Shannon Bream, they asked us on. How can you thank this guy for everything he's done for law enforcement? Wonderful president.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great people. Thank you.
We're all just like, they're like, we're not going to stay up for very long. That's
What a group.
You know, what he talked about with the polls, by the way, there was a Fox News poll that said that more people are favoring impeachment than before, because they're listening to, you know, Chris Wallace and Shepard Smith, who's out at Fox News today. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But that particular poll that came out from Fox News sampled 48% Democrats, 40% Republicans, and 12% independents.
Okay.
So they do oversample on the Democrats. Now some people say that Democrats are over. There's more people that self-identify as Democrat than Republican, but the way they do the polls, they don't account for the Electoral College.
I know. Well, and you know, Trump actually talked about that yesterday in his speech. He was like, listen, I campaigned. It would have been easy to go for the popular vote. I didn't campaign for the popular vote because that's not how you win. It's far more difficult you have to go to all of these individual states and you have to win an entire state.
Well, he kept going back to Michigan and how he flipped Michigan. The RNC woman was like, just keep coming back. Just keep coming back.
Right.
And
campaigning actually works, and they act like it doesn't. Like you have to have a strategy.
He got the 1 point from Maine.
I know.
So funny. All right, so here he goes in and digs into Ilhan Omar, which I know that Tucker Carlson had to take a vacation because he talked too much about
Ilhan Omar. This is great.
Did Holly go outside?
I don't think so. I don't know. I can look. Yeah.
You people. I know you people. I know the people of Minnesota. And I want to tell you, and I also at the same time, it's both a question and a statement. How the hell did that ever happen? How did it happen? How did it happen? Congresswoman Omar is an America-hating socialist. She minimized the September 11th attack on our homeland.
On our homeland, not ours. Just saying.
Where far more than 3,000 people died, saying some people did something. Big deal. Some people did something.
Now this is in his speech, so
She
he
pleaded for
gives it life
for
when he
ISIS
reads
recruits right here in Minnesota. Omar laughed that Americans speak of Al-Qaeda. Remember that tape? Speak of Al-Qaeda.
He even has her inflection.
But when we say
Stay. You're fine.
But when we say something about the United States, you just don't say America with any intensity. Remember that?
Yes, I remember it.
Representative Omar has a history of launching virulent anti-Semitic screeds, whether you like it or not. She said the U.S. support for Israel is all about the Benjamins. She said that pro-Israel lawmakers have an allegiance to a foreign country. Omar wrote that Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States. How do you have such a person representing you in Minnesota? I'm very angry at you people right now. She is a disgrace to our country, and she is one of the big reasons that I'm going to win and the Republican Party is going to win Minnesota in 13 months.
Wow, he just said that.
And it's actually true. She is one of the reasons.
People are so fed up, and you actually missed how he was like, he calls them AOC +3. And it's just hilarious. Like, that's what I call them, AOC +3. And they are shooting themselves in the foot. And I was joking with Horatio, our UK correspondent today, because he thinks it's going to be Ivanka that runs next. And we've talked about this ad nauseum. It's not going to be Ivanka. Here in the United States, all the conservatives love Don Jr., okay? Then we have Eric that could run. And then I think that Ivanka is kind of a globalist because she's married to one. You know what? Maybe Barron Trump wants to run at some point. I mean, he could be an adorable. I'm just saying, and I don't think it's going to be this Trump dynasty. But what I do believe is going to happen is it's going to be a liberty dynasty. We're going to have a liberty dynasty, and it's almost like when the Red Sox didn't win for like ever. They're going to have this. The Democrat Party is going to have the longest losing streak. Because they are a party divided of socialists and just standard age-old Democrats,
so
they keep pushing these.
Here's the thing:
these crazies forward. Nobody wants them.
They ran their establishment person, Hillary, and the progressives hate her. Yeah, and hate the establishment. Right? They're going to run their progressive, and the establishment won't be able to vote for the progressive. No. They're a divided party. No,
but what they will is they'll vote for their own. I'm not saying they're going to swing Trump. But what they will do is they'll divide their own votes. That's why nobody wants the Brexit party. Not nobody. That's why the left doesn't want the Brexit party. And that's actually why a lot of the people, even on the right, don't want the Brexit party, because they're saying, listen, you're going to divide our own votes. That's what I meant to say. The people on the right don't want the Brexit party because the conservatives are like, listen, we need to stick together. You should have stayed with UKIP. We need the, and then before UKIP, they were like, don't have UKIP because it divides. Anytime you have people on one side splitting their votes, the other side is totally going to win.
Yeah, except
and I think that's what's going to happen every single time. Well, it's different because they have a parliament, and we just have, you know what I mean? It's just different. But I'm just saying, this is wonderful news.
Well, what's different is that the Brexit party,
Liberty Dynasty,
bringing together
hashtag Liberty Dynasty.
So what's different in the UK is that the Brexit party is actually a larger umbrella. So it's bringing the disenfranchised socialist and conservatives together under one. All right, so here we have.
Here comes Patriot Gallery. Every single time. Oh darn! Shoot, we said all that with double audio. Well, that stinks.
It was quiet. It wasn't loud.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, so this is one of the other amazing parts of Trump when he talks about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. He does say kind of a swear word here, so cover your ears.
These aren't the same Chinese negotiators that I'm dealing with, I can tell you. These are not the same ones, but we are doing very well in that negotiation. Now think of it. Where's Hunter? Okay, get it. So where is Hunter? I want to see Hunter ask these questions. Hunter, you know nothing about energy. You know nothing about China. You know nothing about anything, frankly. Hunter, you're a loser. Why did you get $1.5 billion, Hunter?
Yep, he did just say that. Hunter, you're a loser.
And your father was never considered smart. He was never considered a good senator. He was only a good vice president because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass.
The whole stadium just died. Look at, I've never seen it.
I just died.
The whole
speech
night.
is literally off the chain.
It's true, he says, it's true. This is not your normal Trump rally. There was something, and I have to tell you, I know, Leah, how can that be anointed? It was anointed. I did press it. It didn't like me to pressing it.
How can it be anointed if President Trump is making fun of people and cursing? I think that you have to look beyond that. Obviously, the Holy Spirit did not condone the curse words, but I'm telling you, the essence behind, it's kind of like speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Okay, the essence behind what he's saying is the whole, and what was so interesting is my mom's like, hey, Trump's going to have a rally. It's going to be great. And it could be something really cool because even Alex is going to cover it and he doesn't really cover rallies anymore. And I was like, meh. And so we had finished watching Tucker and Tucker literally said, we've been covering rallies all these years, Trump rallies, and this one promises to be the most newsworthy. And I was like, well, Tucker says so.
I think the script
maybe they had
leaked.
I
think he read the script.
Okay, but the script is epic, but it's Trump's delivery that literally makes it epic. But you're right.
You and I couldn't deliver that like that.
I would have just been reading it. I would have been laughing. Who wrote this speech? You had to have practiced it,
so
too,
I want
right?
to yeah.
20,000 people, they broke a record.
That's what I wanted
and
to show
20
you.
more thousand people outside. I think he said something like
25,
100,000 people wanted to come, which is amazing for Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah, it's not, yeah. Yeah, he's packing. You know what he says? I could tell you all the funny things he said because I tweeted out all the funny stuff I could on my Twitter. But he said, you know, the Democrats had to have Beyonce and Jay-Z come in. They'd sing a couple songs and they would leave and the rest would leave. He's like, we have sellout, we pack the house everywhere we go.
And I don't need a guitar.
And I don't need a guitar.
And I don't need a guitar. And he goes, is there any place more fun than a Trump rally? That you can have more fun than it? And the whole crowd erupted.
That one was just funny. That one was as funny
The
as all
entire
get out.
speech, I kept watching. There were about 5 or 6 people behind Trump that were epic to watch their facial expressions. They could not stop laughing.
I don't want to be the Secret Service, though, in those buildings because it's tight quarters. People are just kind of a little cray-cray as it is. All right, so now, as promised, well, no, we're going to go to Trump supporter, then we're going to go to the protesters because it was something out of a zombie apocalypse movie, you guys. You're not going to believe this. But this is Ramon, who says that he is registering 15 people a day to vote for Donald Trump. Is his goal.
Nope. First president in the history of this since I've been living, you know, that made no bad moves against African Americans, and he gets no credit, and it makes me feel bad. So
That's good.
I decided, you know, to do anything I can to help him out, you know, to get African American votes or whatever I can do, you know, to show that Trump is not a racist and he's not the bad person that the media makes him out to be.
So he's delivered for the black community.
100%. You know, he's done a lot.
Do you think he'll win more of the African American vote this time than he did in 16?
Sure,
yeah.
For sure, 100%.
We've got
sure.
Blexit from
So
Candace
you hear from
Owens.
people
She's
in Minnesota,
getting people
maybe
daily.
They're changing their vote. They're supporting the president.
Yes, I do. I also do voter registration here in Minnesota, and I've got a lot of African Americans signed up to vote, and I'm sure he'll have, you know, a lot of African American votes here in Minnesota.
Well, we appreciate your support. Thank you for volunteering. I know the president appreciates it, and I hope you.
All right, so that
is it steel in Minnesota or coal?
it's just there's mining in the
Mining, that's
in the
what I
north.
thought.
There's all the different
And
kinds
so-
of things that are being mined.
Trump is going to get those Democrat votes. He's literally going to get them.
Yeah.
And they've done interviews of people in Minnesota, and they're like, "Listen, I voted Democrat, but he's for us. He's for the miners.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Trump."
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. All right. So let's go on. You've got to see some of these. Okay. So here we have protesters gluing their hands to the pavement. Now, there was a climate protest and there was an anti-Trump protest.
Okay.
This, I think, is the climate protest.
Okay, but will your hand? I don't think your hands will stick to pavement.
She can't get her hand off. So she super glued her hand. No one's going to
So
get
it will
me.
stick to pavement. That's interesting. Who
Um,
knew? You
here-
learn something new every day.
Here we have, and this was from Vice News. They did go ahead and air this. They're trying to interview a Trump supporter, and he gets spat on in the face.
In 2016, something that the president was really proud of in his campaign was that it was self-funded and that he had a lot of small...
Oh, nice.
I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
What's wrong? I'm fine.
Is that scary?
Are you serious? I'm fine. Sorry. I'm sorry that happened.
It's not how it really, that's not how people really feel. That's fucking disrespectful. But on the other hand, that shit is disrespectful as fuck too.
Sorry.
So there's a difference.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't.
I respect your opinion.
I didn't do that. That wasn't me. I was just trying to take a picture.
That's all right.
You have a better attitude about that than
Well,
I
I'll
do.
tell you, you know,
Does that surprise you?
that did surprise me a little bit.
Wow.
And Vice News went ahead and put that out. Kudos to them. And pretty crazy there, but the way he handled it was epic and was really really well done on his part. Somebody comes and spits in your face, you just never know what's in their mouth.
Like diseases and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah, that can get in your eye. And
so here we have anti-Trump protesters in Minnesota stole about 40 hats off the heads of Trump supporters and then lit them on fire at the Trump rally. They then left ashes as a vigil against fascism, leaving an F Trump sign on the top of the pile. This is the left. This is tolerance.
did they come back to clean it up?
Guys, so what happened here is some hats were stolen and burned from people who came down and basically snatched them off Trump supporters, and then they lit a fire and kind of burned them all together. It's pretty crazy.
So,
oh my gosh.
yeah, it was madness. It was madness. Let's see. There's another,
and that's another thing, though. I think to talk about how big of a deal it is. It's one thing to go to the states where you know you're going to be well received, but for Trump to go into the lion's den where he knows that these kinds of things are going to happen.
Well, in Minneapolis especially, it's a huge leftist city. Like, huge. Like, you're
and
getting...
the fact that many people still showed up, still went through the gauntlet to get there.
Right. So, Andy Ngo says, as in Portland, San Jose, etc., what happened in Minneapolis last night shows how far-left rioters seek out and chase down outnumbered Trump supporters trying to leave. Antifa calls oppositional words and ideas violent so they can respond with violence. They say words are violent, so they say they can respond with violence.
To legitimize it.
So they chase down this older man. Just...
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
I know.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, there's more. And get this. This is the new Democrat Party. Lawless, unhinged, and increasingly violent. Imagine if these rioters were wearing MAGA hats. You wouldn't hear the end of it. You hear about day in and day out. Trump's whole campaign would just stop. You know what I mean? The media would correctly label them as domestic terrorists. This is the leftists attacking police on horses. I believe they got water cannon as well. Now, Minneapolis is home to a lot of colleges, and a lot of these are leftist, like rich kids.
Right.
A lot of arts colleges, things like that. They would not allow the police to get through on their horses.
Nathan says he isn't playing easy by just going where he's liked. Exactly.
The damaging of the horses, why would you hurt a horse? You know what I mean? Like, how would you like to be that police officer surrounded by an angry mob yelling at you? Is this America? This is total insanity. This is anarchy. These people should all have been arrested. If I don't pull over for a cop in my car, I can be arrested.
Yeah.
If you step in front of a police officer to stop them from moving, bam, you should be on the floor and be arrested and put in jail.
I agree.
If you're causing this kind of mayhem,
but listen, these cops were told that they can't show up to the Trump rally in uniform, even though they were allowed to do so for Obama.
Yes.
By this sick mayor. And I can say sick because Trump kept calling them, there's sick people, sick people. And so the orders that these cops get come straight from the mayor. And I'm going to guarantee you that these cops were told to stand down.
So these are more protesters. I'm afraid of these ones even more so, I think, because I think that they're on drugs. So they all decided to like listen to their own music and dance to it.
What is happening right now?
She doesn't even have any music. I don't think she has any music either.
Okay, but like, you're saying that these people scare you. This is beautiful to me. Could more of you come out and be these protesters? Because it does two things. It keeps things safe. I feel that these people are safe to an extent. And it also gives everybody a good and clear understanding of your mental capacity on your side of protesting. We don't have to explain further. We literally need to make no comment about this. Everyone can see. I think it's great.
I don't even know how this is a protest, but
Eric says that's what happens when you drink too much Starbucks.
Yeah.
And that's why they cut Rand off.
With AOC, and you see it with Bernie Sanders. And so we are literally at the precipice of Americans who have been so brainwashed. And you know, you have to hand it to the communists who have been infiltrating public schools since the 1920s.
Yeah.
They have a full 25 or 30% of the country believing that this socialism is a good thing, that communism, which led to, you know, the deaths of over 100 million people, is actually a good thing.
Right. All right, so I think it's been a great show. If you missed the first half, it was hilarious, covering Trump's Minneapolis.
Just a minute.
We're almost finished here. Okay, we're almost finished. It was really, really fun, and I think that tonight was a great show. Good job, Leah. Well done. Join us back
the news
on
took care of itself.
Sunday at 1 p.m.
Thanks,
Eastern
Trump.
Standard Time for our European and UK news from around the world. Thank you to everybody that joined. Thank you to all of our moderators. We love you guys. Remember to send us your letters. We'll read them on air. P.O. Box 107, Milford, Ohio 45150. You can also find us on resistancechicks.com, Bitchute, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know all the places you can get to us. So we love you guys. God loves you.
Do you want to read any comments before we sign off?
No song, Maia says. We did a whole thing. We did a whole sing
We have
along.
a cousin Stog here tonight, and she's getting 60%. Casey Holmes says 60% of $60,000 is $36,000 in taxes.
Thank you for that. That's absolutely
Ben
ridiculous.
Shapiro is going all gangsta.
Yep.
Go scroll up just a little bit. I want to see if anybody's saying anything. Mom.
Britbot says, Michelle, the UK pays taxes on everything we do and buy, from income taxes, death taxes, on everything, from food, clothes, cars, fuel, insurance, so on and so on and so on.
Mom says, Revolutionary War was over tax on gold and silver coins. Without gold and silver, the government owns you. The Federal Reserve owns you. Gold and silver coins. Then you are free. You're the protection of the Constitution. Jim West says, yep, Baza, that is why the left say the NHS is free healthcare, but it really is not.
Yep.
Wicked Psych says, in my state, we pay sales tax, property tax, federal tax, state tax, excise tax, income tax, tax on any interest on saved money, and double income tax if you inherit money that was already taxed.
Well said.
Rand Paul was wasting time going on that. Denmark's
I don't know,
average...
because any publicity is good publicity. It'll get people to read the book, and then they might learn something.
Says Denmark average wage is $43,000. America's is more like $30,000.
Maia says it's 11% where she lives.
Wow. So 24% VAT over here, 25% in Sweden. Yeah, UN Agenda 21, the removal of 80% of humans, etc. And Navarro is a Democrat. There you go. Connect your exercise bike to the freezer and get Kansas to pedal it to keep it powered. I notice they don't want people to have their own power in their home. They want you to need to purchase the power.
And that's really interesting, because all of these people that are selling these solar panels, like you said, it hooks you up to the grid and you don't have a battery. And so you are still up a creek without a paddle when the power goes out.
All right, guys. So there we go. You guys are really doing a lot of good comments.
No, it was great.
Tonight.
And speaking of comments, we love it when you guys actually take all of your great comments. The more comments we get after the fact, not just in the live chat, but on the video, it puts our video out there better. Okay. So take all of your good comments, go and copy them and put them on the video after it processes, please.
Yep. We love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Remember, it's not just a conspiracy theory if it's actually the truth. So we love you and we will see you back here on Sunday. Bye, guys.
I was cold.